Welcome all. So I'm Lynn and this is Gulshan, and we are going to go through our Sahaja Yoga meditation and show you how to get into meditation. So what we'll do is we've actually got the founder of Sahaja Yoga meditation, Shri Mataji, and we will go back to some videos that when she's travelled all around the world giving realization and teaching us about Sahaja Yoga. They're all recorded, which is wonderful. So we've got a video of Shri Mataji starting our meditation process, awakening that energy that we've all got within us. So we will play that a little later and go through that meditation process with her together. It's about 11 minutes. Before that, of course, Gulshan will tell us all a little bit about our subtle energy system and where this meditation energy resides and what happens when we awaken it. Then we'll have a little meditate then together. After that, we'll do a little balancing and try to have a deeper meditation. And we'll also have a short excerpt of one of the many lectures of Shri Mataji, which is just a sort of inspirational excerpt to help us just feel that spiritual side of our nature. So, Gulshan, would you like to give us a little explanation of our subtle energy system where we have that yoga within us?
Okay, and Surendra, I might just ask you to, if you can please zoom us onto the chakra chart so that
I might be able to show
slightly clearer. Okay,
would that be better?
That would be great. Yes.
So we've got that chart behind us, but I might.
So Lynn's just going to put on a slide which talks, or I'll talk about the subtle system on the chakra chart.
There anyway.
And Surendra is going to zoom on the chakra chart. So this meditation started by Shri Mataji in 1970. And it's not new meditation, it's very old, ancient meditation. But she started this revolution of offering it en masse to people, free of charge, of course, because she was concerned about our lives and where humanity was moving. So if you just have a look on the slide, you can see, and I'll just give you a little bit of a basic description of what that slide stands for, the chart stands for, and then, of course, Shri Mataji will take us through the real experience. So at the base of the spine in the triangular bone area, that is a sacred bone, and each one of us, thank you, Lynn, each one of us is born with it. Each one of us has the mothering energy called Kundalini situated in that sacred bone. And it is in Sahaja Yoga and through Shri Mataji's great gift to humanity that we're able to awaken that Kundalini energy within us. And as she rises, she comes up through the central channel within us, energizing each of those little energy centers within us. And those chakras, or centers as we call them, are the milestones of our evolution as mankind has evolved through various hundreds and millions of years to bring us to a state on top of our head, which is the number 6 chakra, the forgiveness chakra within us. So each of these centers have a specific positive quality about them. And if there's a disturbance, or if there's a reduction in or weakness in the center, then the Kundalini works on that chakra within us and clears it for us. So that is something really beneficial, where the Kundalini works out on our weaknesses and helps to heal those chakras and repair those chakras. Also, the two lines running on either side of the central channel, the yellow line and the blue line, it's to do with our past and our future, and also our personality. For instance, the blue line within us is to do with our feelings, emotions, our desires, empathy. And if there's a weakness in that, we tend to get on the depressive side. And that, as you can see, starts from the base, which is below the Kundalini, the Muladhara chakra, which is the number one chakra of innocence within us. That's where the desire starts from. And the creativity starts on the right side from the second chakra within us, which is to do with creativity, to do with thinking, planning. And sometimes we tend to worry a little bit more about the future and about the past. And then we tend to think about those issues within our lives. And then we get so consumed by those issues in our lives that we can't stop thinking. And that's when we start to have stress in our lives. All starts from number 2 chakra within us. So if you can surrender that worry and angst within us, and that's where the Kundalini takes over, the weakness in that chakra, the problem in that chakra, and brings our lives into balance. So the idea is not to be on either extreme in our life, in our personalities, but to be in the center, in the middle. And just very briefly, also our hands, each one of them is connected to the chakra within us. So if there's a weakness on either of our subtle system, we can feel it on our fingertips. And that's how we know what's wrong with me, where the weakness is, where the problem is. And then we feel it on our hands, and then we can use the help of the mothering energy, the Kundalini, to help us clear those chakras. And the beauty of the Kundalini is that as she comes up, she sucks in the ego and the superego. Those are the two big balloons on our head, to do with our thinking of future, worrying about the future, planning about the future, or thinking about the past. So we either always worrying about the past, or we're worrying about the future. So the idea is not to worry about those things that don't really exist, but to be in the present. And as the Kundalini rises, she sucks in the ego and the superego and clears a little passage through the Hamsa chakra, which is the number 6 chakra, and rises through, sucks in the ego and superego, and connects us on the top of our head, on the fontanelle bone area, which is where the Kundalini comes through, and we achieve our connection with the divine presence, or the breath, or the vibrations of God. And that is what we feel eventually on our hands when we try to go into meditation. So that's just a bit of a brief explanation. You don't have to remember the names or anything, because in the end, when Shri Mataji does take us through the realization, it's all about feeling that connection and the presence on our hands in the form of vibrations. So initially you feel a little bit warm, and then it settles down to a very gentle, calm, cool breeze on our hands. And sometimes we feel them within ourselves, on our body, or on top of our head. So that's the main aim. And to achieve that, of course, we have to get a realization right now, which Shri Mataji will take us through. So Lynn, I'll hand that over to you now, so we can move on with getting a realization. So while that happens, I would request everyone to please take your shoes off, and I do hope you're sitting wherever you are in a very comfortable place. So no shoes, and having our hands open on our lap, that's just another thing.
Now, put your left hand towards me, comfortably. Put your feet apart from each other. And now, put your right hand on your heart and close your eyes. Here you have to ask me a very important question. In your heart, you ask me a question as you would ask a computer. You can call me Shri Mataji or Mother, whatever you like. Mother, am I the spirit? Ask the question. In your heart, not loudly. 3 times ask in your heart, not loudly. Mother, am I the spirit? You have to only ask in your heart. If you are the spirit, you become your own guide, you become your own master, you become your own guru. So now take down your right hand into the upper portion of your abdomen on the left hand side. And here you have to ask another question 3 times, not loudly, in your heart. Mother, am I the spirit? Mother, am I my own master? Mother, am I my own master? Ask this question 3 times. Am I my own master? I have told you that I respect your freedom and the pure knowledge cannot be forced on you. So please take your right hand in the lower portion of your abdomen and say it 6 times, asking me, Mother, please give me pure knowledge. I cannot force on you. You have to ask in your free will. As soon as you ask for the pure knowledge, the Kundalini starts moving upward. So now we have to nourish the higher centers with our self-confidence. Raise your right hand in the upper portion of your abdomen. Press it hard on the left hand side. And here with full confidence you have to say 10 times in your heart, not loudly. Mother, I am my own master. Please say this 10 times. Mother, I am my own master. I told you at the very outset that the greatest truth about you is that you are not this body, you are not this mind, you are not these conditionings, emotions, nor this ego, but you are the spirit, you are the pure spirit. So now raise your right hand onto your heart and ask here, or say with full confidence 12 times, Mother, I am the spirit. Just say it without any hesitation. Say it 12 times, please. For your information, you have to know that the divine power is the source of knowledge, is the ocean of knowledge, is the ocean of love. It is the ocean of peace and ocean of bliss. But above all, it is the ocean of forgiveness. So you cannot commit any mistake which cannot be dissolved by the power of this ocean of forgiveness. So please raise your right hand in the corner of your neck and your shoulder. Push it back as much as possible and turn your head to your right. And with full confidence, please say 16 times. Full confidence in your heart. Mother, I am not guilty at all. All right? As I told you before, that you have to forgive everyone. And those who say it is difficult, they must know that it is a myth whether you forgive or don't forgive. But if you don't forgive, then you play into the wrong hands and get yourself tortured by yourself. So please forgive. In general, everyone, not counting how many people you have to forgive, what you have to forgive, but just say, by raising your hand and putting it on top of your forehead across, putting down your head as much as possible, resting on your hand. Please say, with an open heart, please say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Please say it. Please say, otherwise it is difficult later on for me. I have to clear out everybody's agya and it takes too much time then. So best is to say it from your heart. After all, you are not going to miss your self-realization for that. Now, take back your right hand on the back side of your head and put your head on it, resting on it, upward. Here you have to say for your own satisfaction, O Divine, if I have done any mistakes, please forgive me. But don't feel guilty. Don't count your mistakes, don't think about them. In general you have to say, O Divine, please forgive me if I have done any mistakes or anything wrong, anything against you. Now, stretch your palm. Stretch your palm and put the center of your palm on top of the fontanelle bone area, which was a soft bone in your child. Now, put down your head properly. And here, push back your fingers as far as possible. Please push back. This is very important. And now put a pressure on your scalp and move your scalp slowly 7 times clockwise. Here again I respect your freedom and I cannot force self-realization on you. So here you have to say 7 times, bending your head properly and pressing it hard, moving 7 times. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Please ask 7 times, please.
Let's just stay in a quiet state and just meditate for a little while. Take your attention up to the Sahasrara again, it slips down. You just had your hand, just keeping your attention there. Just see what you're feeling on the top of your head. If any thoughts come along, then just say, not now, I'll think you later. Just try to see if you can feel that gentle flow on the top of your head at that fontanelle bone area. You can even put your hand back on the top of your head if you're not able to keep your attention there, just to remind yourself where you're looking inside. From this area of the seventh energy center, that's where the seat of our heart is. So don't forget to breathe. You might feel that nice feeling coming from your heart. So when this Kundalini energy awakens, she brings your spirit into your attention. And that's that nice feeling in your heart, which then takes you up above your head. Just slowly opening your eyes. Just try to balance our subtle system, just a simple technique. We balance our left side of the past by placing our right hand on or towards the earth. So we're asking Mother Nature, Mother Kundalini, to please, just asking in your heart, please bring me into the present. Please let me be free of my habits and my emotions that take me too far away into the past. Again, close your eyes while automatically the excesses of the left and right side, the elements absorb. So the Mother Earth is absorbing any excess from our past and our emotions, our habits. Now let's balance the right side. So we'll bring that right hand open in our lap and bending the left hand so your palm is facing behind. And again, you can close your eyes once you're in position. And we're asking Mother Nature, Mother Kundalini, please absorb any excess of futuristic tendencies. Please balance my nature from the right side. all the thinking and planning. Please take away all the thinking and planning into the air. Bringing that hand down. Just with your right hand, we're literally going to raise our energy with our hand up to the Sahasrara. So through the central channel, up from level with your hips, where that Kundalini resides. That's 3 or 4 times. Raise our energy up to the Sahasrara. Begin just resting the palm of your hand on the top of your head, pressing a little, just raising it up. See if you can feel very subtle flow. And keeping your attention there. Still trying to feel that what's happening on the top of your head. Both hands are now open on your lap. Just maintaining that meditative state. I'll share with you now the excerpt, this short excerpt of one of Shri Mataji's talks. And then after that, Gulshan will take us into another meditation at the end. So I'll just share that video so you can open your eyes shortly.
And the other ones, the one who have a lethargic heart, are the people who are left-sided, who are very much conditioned, who are worried about the past, who live with their ideas of sufferings. But once the spirit is awakened within you, it looks after you. It takes over, and you become a person who is guided by your spirit, which is absolute. And that's why it explains why in religion there are so many complications. Whatever you want to decide through your ego, through your mental projection, is linear. It moves in a linear direction and it recoils back. That's why you have seen all human enterprises have ended up into trouble. We tried with science, we become the creators of atom bomb which destroys us. We try with anything, even with emotional side we start. What we find, we get bound to it, get miseries and troubles in our emotional endeavors also. So, one reaches a point where one realizes that we have not reached that completion, that epitome, that higher state, where we become knowledgeable to the absolute knowledge of everything. At a human level, we know so many things at absolute level. Like we know this is a wood, a dog may not know about it. We know about this, but we do not know whether this wood has been touched by some saint or not. We are not sure about it. We cannot say that, is this a holy wood or not? We cannot make it out. Somebody might say, this is the one who was touched by somebody. Somebody might say, no, how can you say that? There's no way of deciding what is the truth, because you are not at the state of absolute. All your theories that are prevalent, like we say capitalism, communism, all these isms that we talk of, are also relative. For example, if I say I am the greatest capitalist, supposing I have all the powers, then I am the greatest capitalist. But I am the greatest communist, because I cannot live with them. I have to share with all of you. I have to move about. I have to travel and travel and travel, that I should share with all of you. I cannot enjoy it alone. So I am the greatest communist as well. All the theories that we have in our minds have come out of the unconscious to create that gross part of it. Like people talk of United Nations. United Nations seems to be a myth if you face it. You can't understand this kind of a United Nations where everybody is pulling each other's legs. There's a problem on how many jobs should be given to whom, how much pay, and everything dealing on very gross levels. But you see that when you become a realized soul, there are 14 nations now were represented in India. And all of them, if you had seen, very happy people, extremely joyous, such friendship, such enjoyment, and a little bit of fun, of ragging each other sometimes, pulling each other's legs, and then again enjoying and mirth. Real enjoyment. No quarreling, no fighting, no question of race, nothing of the kind. This kind of the new race has to be evolved out of the people. So this is what happens to you, that you reach the state of absolute. So there cannot be cults in Sahaja Yoga, there cannot be a division of ideas, there cannot be any interpretation, because it is so much within you. Now the subjective and objective, we call it in a very funny way. For us, objective is whatever is gross outside, and subjective is something arbitrary. But once you become a realized soul, you become really the subjective. You really become the subjective in the sense your subject acts, but which is an absolute subject. So everybody has that absolute within themselves. Self is the universal being within yourself. Is the universal being, and that is in everyone. It relates to the same. It's an universal truth. So you cannot have two opinions about it. There's no question of having opinions, because it is so, it's a fact. And whatever is the fact that you accept, so the spirit is the truth. There's no other way to find out the truth. Anything you want to find out, you have to find out through your vibrations, which is the blessing of your self-realization. Without self-realization, there is diversity. You find people are so diverse, they are contradictory, they fight each other, they have such problems that have no solutions. They live like parallel lines where they never meet. But suddenly you find all these parallel lines meet at the South Pole or the North Pole in the same way. They meet at the same point, what we call the spirit. At that time, you have no problems solving your problems, because there is no problem left. You are beyond it.
Thank you, Gulshan. Let's finish off with a meditation.
Sure. So before we begin our meditation, we'll just take you through a little process of raising our Kundalini and placing ourselves in Bandhan. And this is what we do at the beginning of the meditation and then at the end. So instead of going through the affirmations, this is a quicker way. So if you just follow us, left hand comes in front and you watch your left hand come up slowly. Rotate your right hand. The movement is going out. So your right hand moves around your left hand, wrapping it. Bring it up to the top of your head, and as you bring it up, tip your head up and we tie one knot. And we do that 3 times for the 3 channels within us. So again, nice and slow, watching your hands. Your attention is on your left hand. And we bring it up, tip your head up, and we tie 2 knots. And for the 3rd time, raise it up to the top of your head and we tie 3 knots. That's for the 3 channels within us, nice and easy. And now the bandhan, which is bond of protection, again, using our right hand, which is the hand of action, starting from the left side, over the top of your head to the right and back. That's 1, and we do that 7 times, the 7 chakras on our central channel. Again, nice and slow, being aware of what we're actually doing. I have lost count, so I will watch.
I think this
Lynn.
could be the 7.
Okay, so 7 it is. We'll take Lynn's word for that. And Lynn took us through a little meditation which was to cleanse and balance ourselves. And so what we'll do now is just a short meditation to enhance the quality of the spirit within us. Again, being very comfortable wherever you are, and take my glasses off. So we will use our vibrations now to enhance the quality of the spirit within us, which is really important. So place our right hand on our left heart, which is where our spirit is. And here we ask the mothering energy, Kundalini, and Shri Mataji, who has given us our realization. Please establish the qualities of the spirit within me. Mother Kundalini and Shri Mataji, please establish the spirit within me. You can close your eyes if you wish and bring your attention to your heart, where your hand is. Mother Kundalini, please enhance the truth within me. Mother Kundalini, please enhance the joy within me. And Mother Kundalini and Shri Mataji, please awaken the peace within me. And just affirm a few times, I am the Spirit. I am the Spirit. I am the Spirit. And our heart is also situated on the Sahasrara, which is the fontanelle born area. So if you place your right hand, the palm of your right hand on the top of your head, the soft part, the fontanelle born area, with a bit of pressure. And this is where Shri Mataji had asked us to request the waking of the Kundalini. And now that we have achieved that and received that, so we can say a few times within us, within ourselves, Shri Mataji, please establish my self-realization. Shri Mataji, please establish my self-realization. Shri Mataji, please establish my self-realization. And please strengthen my connection. Keeping your eyes closed, but the attention stays on top of our head, where we had a hand a moment ago. Hands in your lap, palms facing up. Let's just take our attention to the top of the head and just watch that space on top. It's important here not to get attached or carried away by the thoughts, which may be very enticing. Let the thoughts come and let the thoughts go. And just keep our attention on top of our head. So really feel comfortable with that space of quietness within us, the empty space, which is the thoughtless awareness. Remember to let the thoughts come and let the thoughts go. Don't get attached to the thoughts. Keep your attention on top of our head. If you just slowly open your eyes and watch the space around you, you may hear the noise around you and you can hear me talking, but you may notice that you're not thinking, and that's the first step of being in meditation, where the thoughts are pulled down and the Kundalini goes up and allows us to be in meditation. Before we finish, let's just again go through the exercise of raising a Kundalini, and we'll place ourselves in bandhan. So left hand moves up slowly, right hand rotates around in an outward direction, and we tie a knot. And yes, please do tip your head up. Second time. Tip your head up and we tie 2 knots. And for the third, bring it up and we tie 3 knots on top of the head. And then we place ourselves in bandhan, starting from the left with your right hand, over the top of your head to the right and back. You do that 7 times. So you may notice both the meditations weren't very long, they were quite short, so it doesn't matter if it's short as long as you're not thinking. That's important. You could be sitting there for half an hour, but if you're somewhere else planning next year's holiday, that's not really being in meditation. So it's good to keep it short. The quality matters, not the quantity.
Good point.
Yeah.
Just touching is enough.
Yeah.
So we might put on the, we've got some slides just to increase the vibrations of a real-life soul who's done some paintings. We'll place those on and we'll put a bit of nice meditative music as well, just to finish off the program. So if anyone does have any questions, feel free to put a message in the chat, or you can unmute and ask a question as well. So I'll just put that music on and say bye for now.
Thank you for joining, and we'll continue meditating.